Welcome to the Pinch to Zoom podcast. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Gabe.
In this episode, we are covering the Techtober releases. We have new products from Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Yuneec, GoPro, Skydio, Sony, and Gnarbox. This is going to be
Fujifilm, everyone.
And Fujifilm.
Basically everyone. If you haven't released something in your company, what are you doing right now?
Exactly. This is the time to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the Techtober time of the year. There are definitely some companies we haven't heard of releasing stuff yet, but I can guarantee by the next podcast episode we'll be talking about their products out then too.
Absolutely. It's kind of like, Gabe, everyone, at Pumpkin Patch, all the pumpkins just get ripe this time of year.
Yep.
Everyone's ready to make their own pumpkin. It's like those pumpkins are just tech devices. They've been growing on these vines, and now they are ripe for the picking.
Or it's like it's an orchard and there's apple products growing in the tree. Oh, wait.
Oh my God. I love it.
There actually isn't, though, because there is no Apple news.
Oh.
For once. This is a rare...
That's unusual.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
No Apple news.
They had their moment, though. So let's dive in. Gabe, where do you want to start with this?
Well, first I want to start with the fact that this is quick news. But not quick news, because it's going to be the whole episode, basically. So, let's dive in to some smart devices first. You had Amazon announcing in a big event they had their new Echo range of products. They do this every fall. And yeah, they always, last year I think they announced a microwave that had Alexa built in. And this year
you just triggered it. Everyone,
no,
he's sorry.
Whatever. Just mute your devices right now if you have any Echoes in your room, because they're going to get triggered a lot, because we're going to be saying Alexa a bunch of times. I already turned mine off in advance. So yeah, this year, the main thing we saw, of course, is a big update to their existing Echoes. You saw the new Echo 3, which is the third gen Amazon Echo, starting at $999. Pretty similar to the last one. The only difference really is that it's just kind of like a slightly more rounder shape, and it's going to be coming in a blue color. They also have a new Amazon Echo Dot, which is a smaller little like short stack one. And the cool thing I love, I don't know, have you seen a picture of it, Stetson?
Of the Echo Dot?
No, I have. Yes. Yeah.
To me, it looked like it was the same as last year.
Look it up. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Are you talking about the new, what are they, LEDs that are embedded in the side of the Echo Dot to display time and temperature?
That is what I'm talking about. I really love this aesthetic. It's kind of like combining new and the old. It's like an old style, like the analog, or not analog, the digital like alarm clock that you have beside the bed. That kind of typeface, but now merged with the modern Amazon Alexa device.
That's really smart. A little bit of extra features to go with your Echo Dot. I think it really makes this product a little bit more compelling. Kind of nice to just be able to see information like the time and the temperature without having to ask your assistant.
Well, you know what? It's kind of a little scary, though, and this is why, because it goes to show that Amazon is able to collect data from all the requests, right? And they're able to see over the past maybe like 3 years, like maybe the top request or like one of the top requests has been maybe, Alexa, what time is it? Or Alexa, how much time left on my timer? Or Alexa, ... something that's a numerical answer. Numerical, right? That's the word.
Yep, that's the word.
And so now they've put a little numerical display on their Echo Dot, because they do also have, they released the new Echo Shows, which are their screen smart devices. And those have been really slower selling, definitely, because they're more expensive and people are a little bit more resistant to, bring another screen display, because the idea of the whole Echo is that you don't have to interact with a screen, right?
Right. It's a way to communicate with your assistant, get things done. You shouldn't really need a display, but to your point, and I think it's been great. Amazon's been able to do this, compile frequent requests, and then just put that information up front. So we had the new Echo Dot, the new Echo. I saw they had a new Echo Studio, and this was pretty cool.
This one looks like it's coming right at the HomePod.
Oh, deep dig at the HomePod. In fact, it actually looks like the HomePod, in my opinion. Very similar resemblance.
Yep.
And it does basically the same thing, where it's a smart speaker. It'll actually use sound waves to model the room and make adjustments to the speaker and how it projects sound to hopefully provide a better acoustic experience in the given room and arrangement that it's in. It can also connect to a Fire TV, so you could potentially use this as, instead of a soundbar, just an Echo Studio speaker powering your TV audio.
Yeah, and then, easily able to make requests, say play this, stuff like that. It has Dolby audio, which is awesome, Dolby Atmos audio, so it can do like that full surround sound because it projects sound up, down, and everything. And so, that's at $200, though, a little bit more expensive.
Less than the HomePod.
Definitely less than a HomePod. Definitely also less than the Google Max. Speaker.
That was $400.
Yeah, so
I hope that comes
you can get
down.
2 of these for the same price. And then on the cheaper end of devices they also introduced the Echo Flex, which is a little like plug-in that, like a outlet, right? You plug in to the wall, and it just hangs on the outlet in the wall, and you're able to, ask for Alexa to do stuff, which is, I think the use of this is like either in a bathroom, maybe, you can plug it into the outlet and it just sits right there on the outlet thing itself, or in like maybe on above a counter if you don't want to take up counter space. It's maybe like the size of, I don't know, a deck of cards, kind of square little white device.
I guess if you had a deck of playing cards and you just like smash that together with a 5-watt power brick.
I love this is a Stetson size comparison.
Yeah, and then you can just plug that deck of playing cards into the outlet. That's basically what we're looking like here.
Yeah.
I was actually
$25 only, so that's pretty reasonable as well.
It is reasonable. I was wondering like what this device was for. It didn't really seem to do anything, but to your point, I finally understood it, where really the point of this device is to bring Alexa into more homes within your house. Maybe kitchen, you have an outlet right there, but you don't want to have a power adapter and then a cable, and then you have your Echo Dot. It just literally plugs right into the wall, and that's going to provide your Alexa interface. You can ask questions, all that jazz.
Again, I think this was Amazon's ability to harvest data, that they were able to harvest data fresh from the fields. That's what I was going to say. I think because a lot of people who bought the Amazon Echo Dot, I think were also, I had looked at buying it. I didn't actually end up purchasing it, but companies were making these things that you could mount them right to, it would like be like a little plastic thing that you attach to your wall socket.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then you could just hang
right in there,
right on the wall. And I think so they saw, a lot of people are purchasing these. Why don't we make a device that's cheaper and is able to fulfill that need for people.
You can also get some accessories for this guy. I saw one that had just a nightlight. So if you're one of those people who keeps a nice nightlight in your bathroom at night, so you can see around, you can just get that Alexa, get that nightlight.
And what was those one other thing, right? Wasn't there another accessory for it? Nightlight or a motion sensor? That's what it was. So you can use it to trigger Hue stuff, which I know you're
like that. I'm down with that.
Hue fan.
I'm a big Hue user over here.
Yeah, and then now okay.
Do
you want to? No, the other 3 things they released a bit more futuristic, a bit more like cutting edge tech. First one was some earbuds.
Yeah, these were actually really nice. I think they had a strong partnership with Bose on this one. So these are wireless earbuds. I would say they're most similar to Bose's wireless earbuds in terms of design, aesthetic. They are active noise canceling, I think. I wrote down noise canceling. Yeah, so active noise canceling, and they're using Bose's technology for that. Those start at $130. I guess something I saw in the keynote is they now have Fetch, which is a device to locate your dog. Pop this on the collar, and it'll use Amazon Sidewalk, which is, my understanding, a low bandwidth connection for tracking device location, even when it's far away from the source of the Wi-Fi. And then I'll plow through a couple more things here where we have Ring camera, outdoor camera, and then the Ring indoor camera. So kind of building on that.
These are not technically not Echo devices, but Echo owns these companies, just to clarify for people.
Well, Amazon owns the companies.
That's what did I say?
You said Echo.
Echo. Yeah. Okay. Amazon.
Amazon is the owner of Ring, and so they had some new cameras.
Yep.
And
they also had some new stuff from Eros, the Wi-Fi company.
Oh yeah, new Eero Wi-Fi router.
Yep.
You can use Alexa. Wait, this is really funny.
Okay.
They said you could say, Alexa, turn Wi-Fi off for dinner. Like as if someone is just gonna shut down the internet while they're having dinner. I think it's
a lot of people do though for like families. I think
I doubt it.
No, I mean it's because like if you don't want your kids to be on like screens during dinner, right? You're like, all right, put down your phones, and they just keep, all right, fine, we'll just turn off the Wi-Fi, and then they just use up all your data.
That would be painful.
But yeah, no, it's a nice thing, and you can even turn it off for specific devices, or say create a guest network, which is kind of cool.
I liked the guest network feature. That seems smart to me.
But anyways, the two like really futuristic products that I wanted to talk about was the Amazon Echo Frames and the Amazon Echo Loop.
Yeah, these were two interesting devices from Amazon, kind of like fashion accessories, right? So Gabe, what are we looking at with the frames? Did you get that? That was a pun. I wasn't even like intending that. It works out really well.
What was the pun there?
What are we looking at with the frames?
What was the pun?
You don't see it?
I don't see it. Oh, I get it. That's a good pun. No, all right, very good. Going for the puns coming. I'm not on my pun game today, but thank you for taking over. With the Echo Frames, basically think Google Glass, but nothing visually coming in. So basically, it's just glasses frames that have Alexa in them, that have a smart assistant. No visual pop-up display, nothing. Just like take your regular glasses and strap an Amazon Echo to the side of your head.
That's right. It's almost as if Snapchat made spectacles and then forgot to put the cameras in, and instead accidentally ended up with Amazon Alexa in there.
Yeah. So these are, it's an interesting idea. I'm not positive how popular they will be. I've been thinking for a while, this is where we're going, with the Apple AirPods and everything. We'll just all be wearing those headphones and speaking to our little AI assistants the whole day and not talking to each other. That's probably the future, so yay, exciting. But these are kind of near there. They're starting at actually $250, though they do have an invitation-only price of $179 if you somehow get an invite. No clue on when these will actually be out. But yeah, if you wear glasses or just like to be a hipster and wear glasses and want to be on the cutting edge of tech, these are a cool thing. The other thing is the Amazon Echo Loop, which, what is that, Stetson?
It's you become engaged to your assistant, where you put on your engagement ring, you're ready to go, and it's a ring. That's what Echo Loop is.
Amazon pretty much always has to release Echo in some form that you're like,
why?
Wait, what?
Why?
Last year was a microwave.
Amazon, no.
This year it's a ring.
It's got two microphones in it, a speaker, and a haptic engine, so you can interact with your assistant, get answers. I don't know.
Yeah, it's day one again, price at $129.99 if you get an invite, but then it's going to be $180 eventually. So, yeah, I mean, let's move on. Prove me wrong. They could prove me wrong. A year from now, I could have a ring Amazon Loop on every finger, because it does. I mean, I get it. What they're trying to do.
Wouldn't that cause an echo?
All right, we're moving on. In the smart speaker realm, let's move on, and smart device realm, let's move on also. This was right after we released our last episode, so it's a bit old now, but Facebook did refresh their Portal lineup, which, Facebook has the Portal, right? We forgot about that, kind of.
Oh, yeah, wait. Yeah, I just haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah,
I got to pull up the webpage for this. I want to give props to Facebook. I think they have a great website for their Portal devices. So Facebook web developers, well done. I like it. All right, here's what we're looking at. Portal TV. This is a device like the Xbox 360. What was that called? That little bar.
Wow, that's a dated reference, but the Kinect, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It does kind of look like that.
Xbox 360 Kinect looking device, $149. You have the Portal Mini.
And just to be clear, that sits under, like the Kinect, sits under your TV or on top of your TV, uses your TV as the screen, and then that device is merely the camera and the Alexa like smart speaker, because it does, all the Portal devices use Alexa. So it's actually I put these together very well, like pat on the back there for me.
Yeah, props to Gabe.
Yeah.
Props to Gabe.
Moving on, Portal Mini.
Portal Mini, this is a $129 device. It's similar to the iPad Mini, I would say. It's got an 8-inch display.
Yeah, similar to the Echo Show 8-inch.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Or the Google, what is it? The Google, what's their
Google
smart device?
Google Home.
something. I don't know. Google whatever. There's too many of these.
They haven't come out with new ones, so we shouldn't be
No,
covering
they did.
it.
They released it in June. We talked about it on the I.O., I think.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. Anyways, there's too many of these different smart screens and smart devices. This is predicted by technology companies to be the biggest new market. So they're all dumping millions of dollars into R&D and releasing products, and they're keeping the prices low. Which actually, before we move on, circling back to the Alexa devices and those Echo devices, I would advise people don't buy them now. Wait until Black Friday.
Oh, they're dropping.
Yeah, smart speakers and smart devices, especially ones by Amazon, are the ones that see the biggest price drops on Amazon.com. And so, yeah, I could expect, and most years, like their new Echo 3rd Gen, you'll most likely see, even though it's $999, you'll probably see for $79.99, possibly even $69.99.
Absolutely. I don't know if the same is true for Facebook's devices. Maybe.
No, they usually also do a pretty big discount.
When they're a flop, they'll be on a huge discount.
Yeah. So then you have the Portal, which is a 10-inch display.
Yep.
So yeah, if you wanted a bigger display, and then you also have the Portal Plus, which is still the most ugly device ever created. I think it rotates vertically. Yeah, if you haven't seen a picture of this, it retains the old Portal Plus design, and it's just gross.
Just wow. I mean, brace yourself if you want to check these out. I think Best Buy is probably your best bet. They had the Portal, the original Portal when I was there. These are interesting devices. What is kind of cool, what I do like what they're doing, is they're using what they call an AI smart camera, because of course everything needs to have AI attached to it, integrated it in some way.
You got to put AI, you got to put machine learning, you got to put all those buzzwords in there.
Yeah. Our podcast is now just powered by AI. We're using AI to edit it right now.
Well, we're not even talking. We've just recorded our voices before.
This is an AI-generated podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
So, AI talking about AI. We're getting kind of meta. Moving on, this camera can track subjects and adjust the field of view and framing of the video depending on where you are and where you're moving to. So that is really nice and kind of nice.
Yeah, that's what they've liked to really push, because that's the one thing they kind of have over other cameras, over other smart speakers, is that you're supposed to use it with Facebook Messenger basically, which is annoying because it's locked into only that one service. And then, you can be, chatting with someone over Facebook video chat, and you can be walking around your room and it'll keep you centered in the frame. Even though the camera doesn't actually move, it's using a wider field of view and just cropping in to track you and keep you so you're not off in a corner, tiny, and someone can barely see you. Which, honestly, I don't really spend a lot of time talking to people and walking around. Well, I usually just carry my phone, right? That's what...
That's what most people do, because they're using FaceTime or I don't know, Google Duo maybe.
Yeah,
but this will work with WhatsApp also. By the way,
I think also there's the whole issue of Amazon. Well, yeah, because Facebook owns WhatsApp. So, but there's the whole issue of Facebook's privacy thing, which this is a lot of people still aren't comfortable with their products. So that remains to be seen. But yeah, check them out. That's another company in smart devices that you possibly could look to. All right, moving on, because we're already 20 minutes in and we just have brushed the surface. Let's get into devices. Let's get into some cameras, because I love cameras. I'm waiting for a camera to be released.
Gabe,
specifically the A7S III.
We had a new Sony camera. Okay, oh my God, Gabe!
What? Full frame mirrorless camera, yes. And continue.
It's a Sony. It'll shoot 4K
30. Sony A9. Okay, 4K 30. That doesn't sound that good. But
it's an Sony A9 II.
Oh, no. Sony, you've done it again. Is this the 8th camera they've released this year, and specifically the 3rd full frame? Or maybe not the 3rd. Okay, it's at least the 4th Alpha Series camera that they've released this year, a mirrorless camera. And it has not... Have we heard a word about... They keep saying they're going to release the A7S III, but...
They're promising big things for that camera.
There is like I keep calling them. It's just radio silence, and they ghost me. So
Gabe's been ghosted. The reps over there.
But yeah, this is the A9 II. It's their flagship mirrorless camera, starting at $4,500. So this is definitely for the pros out there. And basically, there's not a lot really new. The main thing is that it's just bringing faster autofocus, faster shooting, and a lot more connectivity. So the thing now is you now have Ethernet connectivity. So if you're shooting either tethered to something, or you have the camera set up in a remote location, you're shooting that way, you can get the images faster, and it also has 5G or 5 gigahertz, Wi-Fi. And one cool thing actually is that it has the ability for voice memos. So say you're sending photos, say you're out in the field, a journalist sending photos back to your headquarters for them to post or put into a story. You can actually record up to a 60-second voice memo to attach to the photo, which is kind of a cool thing. Very limited use, but it's pretty cool.
I would see that being very helpful for the individuals it makes sense for. I know sometimes I'll go to an event and then I'll get back, be editing, forget what happened, or kind of wish I knew who that person was, or maybe had more information. That's where these voice memos, which seems almost silly that a camera would record voice memos, but I really do think it would be helpful for those professionals kind of doing out in the field work, maybe more active journalism, and just want to get some quick notes down without taking the time to write them out.
Yeah. The other thing I was just going to say about this, it's only a 24 megapixel full frame sensor, but it's able to shoot 20 frames per second shooting speed. So that's
fast. For those of you who don't know, that's fast.
This is their camera that they're kind of positioning, for people covering the Olympics. As we mentioned, I think in the last podcast, or maybe the one before, the Olympics are like the big thing that every company kind of releases their flagship cameras around to try to get them in the hand of photojournalists and sports photographers. So this is Sony's one they're releasing for the Olympics next year. Comes out in November for $4,500. Yeah. It looks cool, but obviously Sony keeps killing me by not releasing the S3. However, I did get something that tided me over a little bit.
Gabe, what did you get?
A little appetizer. That's good.
Something before the main course?
I ate it.
Oh.
Get the pun? It's the GoPro 8.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, we talked about this in previous episodes. It's been rumored and leaked to death. I even found it listed on Facebook Marketplace.
That was really funny, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was actually legit or not. It was out of Albany, New York. It could have just been someone who found pictures of it. But they have been known to accidentally put them on the floor at Best Buys or Targets before they've been released. Anyways, let's get into what the new cameras are. So the new GoPro 8 is their action camera. It starts at $400, $499.
Whoa. That's two different price points. You
starts $400, $399.
Okay.
That's it's confusing how companies do that, right?
Okay, that's good to know. I was like, yeah, $400 isn't too bad for this kind of action camera.
Yeah.
And this one seems pretty good.
It's definitely, GoPro is the leader for a reason, and you can look elsewhere, DJI Osmo Action, Instago, Insta360 Go, or even some like off-brands like Xiaomi or other ones. But yeah, GoPro really, obviously, companies haven't been able to go above 4K 30 in these devices. Or no, sorry, 4K 60, in these devices.
Oh.
So you're not getting anything. Don't think you're going to get 5K or 6K.
Yeah, this is still 4K 60.
There was rumors that you were going to get 4K 120 on this device, and I was like, no, you're not. They're going to overheat and melt. So
it's true.
They mainly focused on technology and software with this camera.
Yeah, what was new with this one, Gabe?
So the main new thing is Hypersmooth 2.0.
And what's that? Like, why would I even want Hypersmooth?
Yeah, right. That's just a bunch. If you have no idea what GoPro's like interior like naming and schema and what stuff means, you have no idea. But Hypersmooth 2.0 is their new proprietary stabilization technology. They introduced it last generation, Hypersmooth 1. This is Hypersmooth 2, and it really is very good. I mean, I've used GoPros since the GoPro 3 Plus, and the jump from the GoPro 6 to the GoPro 7 was huge. So if they're improving that stabilization even more, it's kind of like a winner just like doing a victory lap. They're already so good, and they're just making their stabilization even better. One cool thing is, like, say you were filming a clip and it was like super bumpy at one point, you can actually go in and post and hit the boost button, and it will be able to like crank the algorithms a little further to stabilize it even more in that one spot.
That's unbelievable. And something that I was very impressed with is Hypersmooth 2.0 is available in all resolutions and at all frame rates. So that means your crisp 4K 60 frames per second video can now be hyper smooth. That was really cool to me. And they also have some new lenses and new fields of view with this camera, right? So
well, actually, before we get to that, hold on. Let's just get to the GoPro mods, because that's the big.
Oh,
that's
that is
the other
pretty
big thing. Yeah, and they're trying to push these now more for vloggers and stuff, because now they have, with GoPro mods, which is basically just a way to attach electronic accessories, they now have the ability to put a screen that's facing yourself, like a selfie screen, and which is, the Osmo Action has that on the front of it.
That's built into the camera.
Built into it, but this is nice because it's that tiny little Osmo Action screen is like worthless, basically. Like, you can kind of see and frame yourself, see if you're in the general frame, but this is actually a nice 3-inch little display that flips up, attaches behind the camera. You can also attach lights to the GoPro mod mount, and the mod frame itself comes built in with I think it's an HDMI port, an additional USB-C port, a mic jack, and also a built-in mic, shotgun mic.
So they're really going after the vlogger, YouTuber market space with these new attachments. And I think this is great. Like, this is a unique approach, different from what DJI is doing. And I kind of like it. I think it makes sense. To your point, having a bigger screen is huge. Like, that makes a difference over having that tiny little screen on the Osmo Action. So,
the one thing I have though is how realistic, or how much sense does it make for someone to buy this as a vlogging camera? Because say so you want to buy all right, Hero 8, that's $400 right there.
Yeah, sure.
Then you go, all right, now I need the accessories.
Oh yeah.
The mod mount and the display mod and the light mod. Well, let's just say the display mod and the media mod, which is what would attach.
You need that. You need both of those.
That's going to be $160, right?
Total?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad.
But you're starting 400, then 160.
So now we're at 560.
560. Then you need the little handheld tripod thing.
Okay,
that's maybe another 40. So you're up at 600 for camera.
I mean,
I feel for 600 you can get a lot better quality point and shoot.
Ooh,
that isn't that because GoPros still only have fixed focus.
That is true.
But also,
cinematic.
Hold on now. Let me argue my devil's advocate. You are getting a camera that's waterproof, can be taken anywhere, is actually a really good quality camera. So yeah, I don't know. If you haven't had a GoPro before, definitely the GoPro 8, obviously, as with any new device, looks like the best GoPro they've ever made. I do think you could buy a GoPro 7 that's reduced price now, and still be just as happy. But yeah, the GoPro 8, if you're a vlogger, take a look at it. The other new thing, as you were going to say, yes, is that the lenses, basically just it's digital crop that they've added, but now it just has a nice new UI interface. And personally, one thing I like is that they added night lapse video.
What is night lapse video? Like what?
Well, you used to always be able to take a night lapse, which was just basically a time lapse at night. But it, for some reason, even though it could do a time lapse video during the day, which is basically take a time lapse, automatically turn it into video.
When you couldn't do it with the nighttime?
It was like night lapse. Oh, now you got to stitch photos in Photoshop together.
Wait, what?
Yeah, right. It's like
all it's doing is merging photos together. It couldn't.
Yeah, so now it can do that now, and it also has 3 mics in it. Oh, and they copied Apple's live photos too. So if you take a photo or press the shutter button, it captures 1.5 seconds before and after you press the shutter at 4K video quality, so you can have it to do some cool stuff with.
I was seeing that this one had a super HDR mode as well, like really bringing in that dynamic range for photos.
Yeah, with photos, yeah. I mean, they always keep adding buzzwords. I mean, first it was super photo, then smart photo, and now improved HDR. Yeah. The interesting thing though, because they did up the bit rate to 100 megabytes per second, which matches now the Osmo Action. The interesting thing is they don't have an actual HDR mode on the GoPro and for video.
Oh man. Well, maybe we'll see that in the GoPro 9. Something to look forward to.
I'm thinking maybe the GoPro 9, or maybe we'll see a update down the road. Anyways, we're spending a long. I do love the GoPro, so I could talk all day about this. But the other GoPro they released.
Wait, there's another one?
Yeah, right. This is kind of, they call it the GoPro 360 Max, and
everything has to have the word Max in it these days.
Max and 360, right? That's 2 huge buzzwords. But the thing about this one, it's $499, okay? So there we go. That's the price.
That's up there.
So that's $100 more. However, it's essentially like 2 GoPros in one. Okay.
Wow.
You get that? So basically, it's a slightly bigger than a GoPro, but it now has a screen because this is replacing the GoPro Fusion, which was the previous 360 camera. And so it has a screen on one side, so you can kind of use it like a GoPro where you can look at the screen and shoot. But then there's also a screen another lens facing towards you on the same side as the screen. So basically, the idea with this whole thing is, you strap this onto yourself or hold it out while doing something cool, biking, surfing,
something absolutely epic.
Something epic, or for me, just like walking down the street, kayaking slowly through a thing. It's like,
walking
wow,
around
my life
the
sucks.
house, eating lunch.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is, this doesn't look as epic as GoPro advertised. Is like, no. Anyway, so yeah, you film it like that, and then in post, kind of like with the Insta360 camera that they've really made cool, is you can then punch into different spots, and use it just like a regular camera, right? So,
that is cool.
You can be like surfing. They have one shot. I keep saying surfing because they have one shot of this girl surfing, and it like starts like looking out at the wave, but then it quickly spins around towards her. And she didn't do that camera move. She was just holding the camera still. But in post, you can add that pan across the full 360 frame, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is kind of like a new creative tool to add a little bit of more energy, get a different shot, new perspective. I can respect that. I don't know, like that extra $100 just to make that happen, though. I feel like I'd prefer just the regular GoPro Hero 8. Like that to me seems like the better.
For most people, yeah, there's definitely going to be going for that GoPro 8. It is, however, nice that they were able to bring the price down. The previous GoPro Fusion, I think, started at like $699.
Ooh.
So they brought it down.
That is
and
nice.
this one does offer improvements over the GoPro 8. It has 6 mics built in, so it has full 360 audio. It can also do something called Power Pano, which is you get this huge 270-degree distortion-free, like panoramic type shot.
Those can be quite beautiful. Great for landscapes.
And then the other thing is that with time lapses, they call it max time warp, which is basically say like you put it on a car, right, and drive through a city. You can like kind of smoothly move around and where you're looking. Like you could be looking up at the buildings in post and then look forward and this is the whole time lapse as you're moving through it. Like
that is fascinating. So you're almost like, it's almost like a gimbal, I want to say, where you can get these like...
Well, it's kind of like I keep thinking the future of cinematography is just capture everything and then go in and post and edit.
Just whoever can master post-production of these video files, you're going to have a job in the future.
Like, all right, say I want to, film at a waterfall. All right, just send my drone out, capture literally everywhere,
everything.
360 photo or video, and then go in and post and just, frame it up how I want to and move through that space.
That's what they did for Avatar, right? Like they didn't take photos, but they rendered out like a 3D world.
Right, exactly.
And then just like...
But I think eventually it could just be capture a 3D world and then move in.
Yeah, whoever can master post-production, you're going to have a job in the future.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this one has the GoPro Max has 1080p live streaming in 360. Or I guess that's not 360, it's just 1080p. But the resolution for the total camera is 5.6K, 30 frames a second, and 16.6 megapixels, which is a little low, but is about on par with other 360 cameras out there.
And I'm sure they provide a great interface for doing that too. Like GoPro's pretty great. They're pretty great.
The main negative things I have with the new GoPro 8 camera, however, because I like to provide, a little critique, at least on the surface.
Okay, we're not there yet.
What?
You said surface, and I just...
Oh, very clever. All right, well,
clever.
You're getting me off track. Hold on.
Hinting.
All right, the negative thing is that it's still the same GP1 chip that GoPro introduced in the GoPro Hero 6, so that's 2 generations old.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a little bit... It's like chewing a piece of gum, and it gets stale in your mouth, and you just keep chewing it, and you just don't stop. And, it's time to spit it out, but you just keep on... All right.
Yeah, that was not your best. You've had better metaphors or analogies in the past. And the other thing is that it doesn't have any wireless charging, which I thought for sure we'd see with this generation.
I'd rather it had fast charging. That's how I position that.
Yeah, but if you have a GoPro, right, like they could essentially get rid of any ports or anything.
I don't know, Gabe. I think fast charging is so much better.
It's just I thought we'd see something like that. The main other thing would be the no HDR video. That's the big thing. But anyways, moving on. We have a small other little camera news, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
don't
do. And Gabe, what is that news?
It's Fujifilm actually teased a new camera. They didn't release it, so don't get excited that you can buy a new camera. They teased
Why
it,
did
and
they
this
do
one
this?
has very mixed reactions. You know, some people love it, some people hate it. Basically, I think the best way is to go look at a picture of this camera, but it doesn't have a digital screen on the back is the interesting thing. Well, it does and it doesn't.
What do you mean by that?
It's a digital camera. It's a mirrorless digital camera. However, if you look at the back of it, where there normally would be a screen, you have to actually fold. Like imagine, all right, if you have a Canon or a Sony camera, the screen's facing out. The screen is facing in, and you have to fold it down, and it only folds so it's pointing straight up. So you can kind of hold it at waist level and shoot and look at the screen. Otherwise, when it's folded up, the only thing that's shown is this kind of just informational display.
Why would they do that?
I mean, I think it's just trying to. Fujifilm always has taken some really bold, choices.
Bold?
And bold choices. And, to step outside of what's the norm in the camera industry. And they've been pretty rewarded by their followers and by camera purchasers because people kind of appreciate something different. And yeah, this might not be a hit, but I don't know. I kind of like it. It's a very retro aesthetic. You don't have an LCD screen right there staring you in the face. Definitely, I don't think it would be obviously for video shooters, though you do have a viewfinder, so you could use it.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask
more
that,
for photographers.
Okay.
It
actually,
anyways, yeah,
it kind of reminds me of the old school brownie cameras, where you actually were looking down to take your photos.
Yeah, right. That's what it's kind of supposed to be, like a rangefinder type thing.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this is not gonna be a mainstream game changer camera, but this is definitely something that is interesting, and I always like the more interesting and unique designs because they show either what camera companies are working on, and kind of ideas are kicking around and where the company could go in the future, or just kind of they just show them having fun and just like being original.
Sure,
which is always good.
Well, I'm sure there are people out there who will enjoy that product. I'm not going to be one of them. Gabe, I think it's time to take off. We've had a lot of stationary.
Well, I think actually it's time for not sponsored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
my watch is off. What can I say?
Yeah. You want to reset it?
Yeah, I can reset it.
You got it.
Get a timer up while I'm at it too, right?
Yeah. Were you not on daylight pinch to zoom savings time?
No, I was not. I was not on that time.
Yeah, and that's why it was off. But anyways, it is time for not sponsored. Why don't you go first? Because actually, I haven't thought of one for once.
Brilliant.
And I'll think of one. I'll do a Stetson and think of one last second.
I look around my room. Quick! What have I not chosen?
Let me look around your room and find something.
This ties in so well.
I got a timer here. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go for you.
This episode of the Pinch to Zoom podcast is not sponsored by Arrow and Board. For those of you who don't know, Arrow and Board makes beautiful handcrafted watch bands for your Apple Watch and other devices. These are leather made in the USA, beautiful design, great aesthetic to make your timepiece look beautiful on your wrist, with comfort and style for your next event. So consider checking out Arrow and Board for Apple Watch bands.
Nice. Arrow and Board. I'm not bored. That was very interesting. I think was that the watch band in the video that
yeah. So
yeah,
Gabe and I filmed this iPhone unboxing video, and I had my Apple Watch on, of course.
Yeah. Well, it's for my channel, but Stetson was the hands in the video.
I was the hands.
So I was the director there, with a French hat on, smoking behind the camera.
Cinematographer.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just the hands.
And he got a comment. Actually, one of the comments that was talking about something other than the phone was talking about Stetson's watch band and wondering what type it was.
Yeah. So that's it. I really like it.
That's a testament.
But it's like $80. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all Apple Watch bands in general are pretty expensive.
I think it's a great style though. I love that leather look. All right, Gabe.
And how long have you had it? Does it hold up well?
I've had it for about a year, and I've been the sizing has gotten where it fit perfectly, and now it's kind of a little bit loose, but it has a really nice worn in look to it. I'm a big fan. So far, 1 year going strong. I'm a big fan.
All right.
Gabe, are you ready?
Are we ready for the next? Yes, I'm ready.
You have your item in mind. You were able to find something around your room.
I have. Yep.
On your mark. Get
thought about what
set,
I've used.
Begin.
I want to say that we're not sponsored by Dropbox. I know a lot of people have been actually getting sponsored by Dropbox, but I would like to say that we're not sponsored there. I just, my new subscription, yearly came up, had to pay $120 because that's their new price. However, I'm getting 2 terabytes of cloud storage for that price. And I got to say, Dropbox is really blowing away the competition. Their app for your phone is great. Their app for your desktop integration is great. And you can now do file requests. So you can send someone a link and they can upload files to your folders and you got them in the cloud. That's it. 30 seconds.
That was pretty good. Yeah. I should do a buzzer. I'm bad at that.
Yeah, you should also get Dropbox too because it's great.
Yeah, Dropbox, I've used them. I use them at work. I will say very strong desktop application, extremely weak online website experience. That's going to be my hot take there.
All right, okay. But, I mean, I think it's not as good as Google's, but it's getting better.
Yeah, it's weird. Where like Google Drive is way better, I think, for an online interface, but Dropbox is way better for just an app syncing your files to your computer. I don't know. It's really good. They're really good.
But 2 terabytes for $120 is like, that's a good price.
It's pretty good. It's a bummer that it's yearly, but, that's just what it is. And
as opposed to what?
Like a one-time, you could buy an external 2 terabyte drive for $60.
Yeah, but they have to keep paying for the electricity, sir.
All right, Gabe.
Yeah,
all right. Moving on.
I'm actually hired by them, so.
So you is sponsored. Wait a minute.
No, I wasn't supposed to say that. All right, moving on now because we're getting back into quick news. Extended news.
Long news.
No, it's quick. It's quick extended.
Plus.
Quick news. Uncut.
Max.
Plus Max edition. There we go. All right. Moving on. You were saying it's time to take off.
Yeah, time to take off. Did you get the hint there of what I wanted to talk about?
We're stripping? Take off clothes?
Gabe, no, Gabe. Oh, no, put it back on.
It doesn't really come through in an audio medium, but I guess.
I think.
Oh, all right.
I wanted to talk about the new drones.
I know what you're talking about.
Gabe,
yes.
The drones.
The drones.
What did we have new? We had 2 big ones.
This is tiding me over as well. I've been actually very appeased and not appeased, pacified. There we go. I've been, very happy. The A7S III is still not out, but we've had some new drones released that have been keeping me very happy and droneified.
Big first news, off, right? Wait, so Gabe, these are probably from DJI, the leading manufacturer.
No.
They're not?
Sir, what are you doing? This is 2019. DJI is a company that releases original video series, and that's about it. Maybe occasionally they'll release an action camera that is not very well made, or they'll release some other device or announce some partnership with a government agency, but they don't make drones, Stetson, obviously.
Oh, well, my mistake. Yeah. So what are we looking at here?
So first off, we'll start with the less exciting one. Yuneec, who is still a company. They still exist. They were famous they made the Yuneec Breeze, which is their small little kind of selfie-style drone. They made the Yuneec Typhoon, which was a bigger Phantom-style drone. And then they made the Yuneec Typhoon. Oh, no, wait, Typhoon? I don't know what I said. Anyway, the Typhoon H is their hexacopter. So it has 6 blades on there, so you have good redundancy. It folds up smaller. However, it's still very big compared to like a Mavic Pro or a Mavic Air.
Yeah, this thing is big.
Yeah, it's massive. But the exciting thing is because Yuneec has always made like pretty good drones, and their controllers are, a bit large, but they're still pretty well made. However, their big thing has always been camera quality. Has just not been there at all.
Big thumbs down.
Yeah, I mean, you work for a company that sees a lot of drone footage, and have you seen stuff shot on Yuneec cameras?
We just don't use pilots.
You just throw it in the garbage. Yeah,
it's just
the garbage.
Not bin. We don't even bother. Like the footage is just so much worse than the other drones out there. You wouldn't think it would be that noticeable. It's noticeable.
Yeah, and that's a sad thing because it's nice to have other drone companies other than DJI, but also their Typhoon H has the legs that retract, and it gets 360 camera rotation, with something that DJI doesn't have except for on their Inspire. So which is expensive. Very expensive. This new drone is also expensive though. It starts at $2,200. But the exciting thing is they have a new partnership with Leica. So this is the new Typhoon H3, and they have a Leica made or like kind of created in partnership with camera that shoots 10-bit Y-log. Leica calibrated DNG RAW, so it's a very good color software behind there, and it has a 1-inch sensor.
Wow,
So,
that's great. Those are big moves.
yeah. Yeah, we should see a greatly improved camera quality, video quality from this. Hopefully. I mean, it's still, the sad thing is it's still based on an older drone, right? This drone's been out now for probably 3 years or so.
I mean, if the drone itself works, like that's not the problem really with Yuneec. It was the image quality. So I think this is actually a huge step in the right direction.
And the one cool thing I did see is they do have a mode that you can set called cruise control, where you can set the drone flying and then start and just focus on the camera movement.
That is
right?
Potentially risky, potentially dangerous.
Potentially risky, yes. But you can also, I think it also in the app, you can set boundaries. Like, all right, don't fly outside of this area. So you can start it though flying, like, say you want to fly down a road and focus on, a car or someone biking or walking. You can do that. Or you could have just got a DJI Mavic Pro and done active track, and it does that all for you.
Yeah, but you know what? That's okay. Whatever. We don't talk about them
But
anymore.
yeah, that was an interesting drone. The one that's more exciting, speaking of active track sets in, is what?
This is the Skydio Drone 2. Skydio 2. And what makes this so great, as Gabe alluded to, is their autonomous flight mode. This drone is based on autonomy. You literally set it off in the air. It doesn't come with a controller out of the box. And
yeah, that's impressive.
Right? Like this drone doesn't come with a controller. Let that sink in. No controller. What it does...
It's sinking in.
Does it hit you yet?
Oh, it hurts. Oh, ow. What is this? Stop it. It's sinking in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And what it does
is... No controller for $9.99. Just control with a smartphone.
It'll track you. It's like active track on steroids. This drone is using 6 4K cameras for a vision positioning system to create a model of the world as it's flying. It'll track you, predict where you're going, navigate around obstacles, and keep you in frame. This works like magic. I saw a video on The Verge on this. Very, very impressive what this drone is able to do with its autonomous flying mode. And it's shooting 4K 60 frames per second video. It's got a 3-axis gimbal that can point upwards, and it's got some interesting accessories as well. So it's got...
Yeah, the big thing is that they did add a remote, because I know this is their second drone, as the number
the Skydio 2 implies, right? Number 2.
That's not like 2 as in also.
When I release a product, Gabe, I'm starting at number 2 just to make people think it's that much better.
I start up and go down. Yeah. So the new thing that they did with this drone is a lot of people who brought the Skydio R1, which was funded via Kickstarter or Indiegogo, I forget which one, they complained because they wanted the ability to control it like an actual drone sometimes.
That seems reasonable, like a reasonable request.
Because you're not always filming yourself or, a subject. Sometimes you're just filming landscapes or whatever. And so, yeah, now you can add on to the drone's $9.99 price tag, which is a lot more affordable than, I think originally the first one was $2,600 or something.
I had $2,000 down for that one, so...
It was pricey, whatever it was. You can add on a drone controller. That's basically a rebranded Parrot Anafi controller.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed at that.
That's $150. Hey, it's at least you get a controller. The other exciting thing is their Sky Beacon or Skydio Beacon, which is this little handheld like magic wand where you can point, a drone go over here kind of type thing, and it'll go over there, or you can activate the different orbit modes. And additionally, it then extends the flight range in that it can go out 1.5 kilometers from you, and it tracks the GPS position on that device.
Right. So you can actually keep this wand in your pocket, and because the drone is connected directly to that, it will be able to track you and your location, A, much better than without it, and B, from a greater distance. Even if you're not in frame, if you're behind an obstacle or something, that drone can kind of keep you locked in thanks to that wand. I'm actually interested. I had Air Wand written down as the name for that, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Nope, you are mistaken.
Okay. I mean, that's basically what I have for the Skydio 2.
Yeah. My instant take on it is it's exciting. I have a Mavic Pro 2. I doubt that it's going to match on image quality. The DJI has just been doing it longer. That's my main hesitation.
They low-key have a huge stake in Hasselblad and used one of their cameras on their drones?
Yeah, so that's my main hesitation is this is a startup company. This is only their second drone. DJI, I remember their second drone, their third drone even, the Phantom 3. I remember flyaways. I remember all sorts of issues. The Phantom 4, I remember issues. Even the Mavic, like, it's only really until the Mavic 2 that they've had a perfect launch of a drone.
That's funny. Get it? Launch drone.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. So that's the thing. My only hesitation here with the Skydio drone.
I like how they're made in the USA. I think that's really cool. I can't see anyone buying this, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just thinking about the projects we're having.
Really? I don't know, but I think you're thinking of the wrong type of people. Think of people who are stupid. No, just kidding.
Okay, but I see you pre-ordered this one.
Right now. Yeah, I've pre-ordered 5 of them actually. No, the people who are going to buy this are actually GoPro type people.
You're right,
who are into action, into just doing stuff rather than having to focus on filming. That's what the big way they're pushing this drone. Say you want to go for a bike ride and film yourself. You can literally just take this drone off. It has a 23-minute flight time, and it will follow you while you do that. And Skydio says the big thing that's incredible is they back it by saying that as long as you're following their flight parameters, which we'll have to see what the fine print is there, that they'll replace or repair your drone should it crash.
That's a very strong claim. And I think you are right. This is for creators, YouTubers, vloggers, I don't know, people who want to film themselves and do more creative cinematic work. It is not for the types of paid drone projects you would typically see on maybe the like film sets or film shoots or like shooting commercial real estate, for example. You need finer control of the camera and gimbal, and I'd think more planned shots as opposed to autonomous flying. But
yeah, this is more like less drone, more
flying camera,
kind of like exactly. There we go, like following camera. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you can pre-order that. Not really. Actually, you can't really pre-order it. It comes out in November, but you can get in line to order it.
Yeah,
for
I think you have to put down $100 deposit.
It's refundable. I've actually put down the deposit because I'm interested in this drone.
I like it, Gabe. I like it.
And yeah, so check it out there on our website. Check out the video at least, just showing how of it in action. That's the impressive thing. But yeah, I'm excited to see this, and my prediction is I think we'll see some sort of announcement or teaser from DJI within the next week. So they released this on October 1st. I think we won't go past October 7th or 8th. Or actually, maybe October. We won't go past the halfway point of the month before DJI will say, hold on a second, did you guys forget someone?
I actually like that. I think the most about competitors releasing drones is it's just like poking the bear. Like someone has poked DJI, the bear is woke. We're going to be seeing something awesome very soon from the leading manufacturer of drones.
That's the hope. But moving on, we got 2 more things to talk about today. This is the longest quick news I think we've ever had. But
that's right. It's the Quick News Extended Plus Pro Max. So you better expect big 11, things.
The 361 quick news.
So I think we should just dive into the Microsoft Surface event. What do you think?
All right, let me get my swimsuit on, swim cap.
Yeah, get ready.
Goggles.
Suit up. Right. Here we go. Should we try and do this one a little bit faster?
Let's give people the highlights of the new devices that are coming out that are actually released that they can pre-order or buy now.
Okay, so let me just skip those 2.
Let me just chuck this one out.
Get rid of that one. Microsoft announced some things you can't buy. The 2 things you can buy are the Surface Pro X and the Surface Pro 7. Now, Gabe, what are these devices?
I mean, they're laptop, all-in-one touchscreen, tablet, flip-around display devices.
This is correct.
Right? Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I don't have much notes of them, so I'm giving this to you.
Perfect. I'll kick it off. Surface Pro X. This is more of a mobile platform device. What I mean by that is it's using the Surface SQ1 processor. This is a co-engineered processor between Microsoft and Qualcomm. It's an ARM-powered device, which is using mobile-based processing, hopefully for better battery life. And what's cool is this has integrated LTE connectivity. So if you've ever wanted your laptop to be always connected to the internet, Surface Pro X is for you. The disadvantage to this, you can't game, so it does not support OpenGL games and apps like Dropbox that Gabe was just so impressed by.
No Dropbox?
Yeah, it can't integrate into the file system of your system because of that. What is cool is it does have a removable M.2 SSD. It'll work with the newly designed Surface Pen. This is a slim pen that actually slots into the top of the keyboard and will charge there. And this device is starting at $1,000 with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage and 2 USB-C ports and fast charging. It's going to be available later this holiday season. I think this is a pretty compelling device from Microsoft. I love the touchscreen functionality, especially on the beautiful 13-inch display of the Surface Pro X, or Surface Pro X. See, Apple, they confuse me. Their X is pronounced 10, and then Microsoft Surface 10, and then X, it's a Surface Pro X.
You have to decide how you want to do it, Seth, and that's what it is.
I get to decide. I have the power.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to dive into the next one. Are you ready for it?
Here we go.
Swim trunks tied, ready to go?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
We're looking at Surface Pro.
Oh, no. His pants slid off when he dove in.
Gabe, we got to censor that. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'll keep talking. Maybe no one will notice.
Okay.
Surface Pro 7. This is a slightly smaller device than Surface Pro 10. It is a full desktop. I don't know, desktop. It's more of a laptop, more of a proper laptop. Intel Core processor. We got the i3 in there. You can bump that up, I believe, to the i7, the Platinum Intel Core i7. It's got a USB-C port. Starts with 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. It's a versatile 2-in-1 laptop and tablet. Starts at just $750, coming October 22nd. And what I thought was interesting on this device, I was briefly looking through it. On Microsoft's website, they have what they describe as scenarios. And let me just read this to you word for word here. It says,
okay, all right.
A versatile 2-in-1 laptop for working and playing your way, shopping, banking, on-screen writing, and streaming Netflix. I like how they just streaming Netflix is explicitly highlighted in there. I thought that was funny. As
opposed to just streaming video.
Just Netflix. Everyone knows it's a good Netflix device.
Everyone knows it's Netflix.
So that looks pretty good.
Did you see also they released the Surface Laptop 3 as well?
Yeah. Gabe, what do we have for that? I didn't take any notes on that.
I just only have a couple notes, but it's a 13.5 inch and 15 inch model starting at $999. I don't honestly know why you'd get their laptop rather than the actual Surface or the Surface.
Surface Pro X versus the Pro 7.
I mean, I guess if you want a laptop, it's very thin. It's USB-C, and it has the new 10th gen 10 nanometer processors with AMD Ryzen chips. So yeah, this is basically a comparison to the Mac Air, very similar.
MacBook Air.
Yep, that's what I meant.
That's what you meant to say.
I do have to. I guess they don't have a Mac Air, but also that'd be weird if they did. So yeah, very similar to MacBook Air. And if you're a Microsoft user, this would be something to look at. However, I think the Surface 7 or the Pro X are more exciting. But we got something to listen to and connect to the devices, right?
That's correct, Gabe. We have what are called Surface earbuds. And thinking about it now, this name actually makes a lot of sense because there is a large surface on these earbuds.
Oh, well, I don't think that's why
they're doing touch control. Gabe, I think this is more about product continuity
and
the naming scheme.
Yeah,
Gabe,
they look like those pop socket things.
I do know those pop socket things.
They look like you just decided heck with it. I'm just gonna put one of them in my ear so I can easily hold on to my own head.
Yeah,
and that's that's kind of what
they
look like.
They have correct.
They have an external large, like where the AirPods or other buds kind of are rounded, and curved or some way on the outside. These just have a flat surface that kind of sticks out. Kind of almost looks like you gauged your ears.
Oh, I know. But you're absolutely right. Like with those circles
up above your,
it's weird.
It's a little weird, but I have a feeling that there's a very high likelihood that we could see a lot of people wearing these
sometime soon.
Maybe, but also it's a Microsoft product, so also possibly not. But they start at $250, which is a little bit steeper than the AirPods, and even the Amazon buds too.
They are a bit steep. I think what Microsoft is hoping here is people will enjoy the additional features they come with.
That's true.
It's got 8-hour battery life, 24 hours with the charging case. And again, that huge touchpad on the outside could make it potentially easier than using touch controls on the AirPods or other headsets. What is really cool is you can make or give a presentation using Microsoft PowerPoint, of course, but these buds will automatically live transcribe what you're saying and display it on the screen. This was really cool.
That's pretty impressive.
It was really impressive. And Microsoft demoed this during the presentation they gave.
Wow.
I don't know how much of it was staged.
Do you think they were actually demoing that, or
I don't know. It was pretty impressive regardless, and I think that's, the design is up in the air, but that's a compelling feature and kind of cool. Although, to be fair, you could do that with any headset with a microphone. Like, I don't think it should be restricted to just those.
True, but it's like, do they have it well incorporated in like this
for
integrated software and little delay and stuff like that? Yeah, so $249 for those. Are coming out, I think, November, right?
I think you're right, sometime November. Yeah.
But the thing, let's move on to the stuff that's not coming out till next year. 2020, holiday 2020. What are they doing talking about these products?
I don't know. I was actually going to ask you that. Like, is it worth mentioning? What is even happening?
They've already started talking at E3. I know Microsoft was talking about their new next Xbox, like the Scorpio.
Right.
What are they calling it again? I forget.
We're
such gamers. We obviously know exactly every spec about it. But yeah, companies like to demonstrate future products they have coming out, unless you're Apple, and then they like to keep them shrouded in secrecy. But Microsoft, I think, is working on some exciting stuff. So they were like, here they are. And what was that stuff that they were saying here?
So no leaks. That's one advantage. No leaks, because these are officially announced.
True, they're already officially leaked.
And they were the Surface Neo and the Surface Duo. 2 devices here.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
I like the names.
Neo and Duo. Neo is a tablet
from the Matrix
laptop hybrid, also from the Matrix. And to describe these devices, I think the best thing you can do is to grab 2 iPad minis, and then
okay, all right, hold on, let me order them from Apple. So we'll be about 5 days. All right, let's come back.
5 days. Resume.
All right, 5 days later,
and we're
got
back.
2 iPads.
And all you're gonna do is you're gonna attach them together as if they have a hinge.
Right. Got some duct tape.
a yoga book, right?
All right.
It's a 360 hinge, so you can swivel them all around. Are you seeing that?
Yeah. So it's like you can have the screens facing each other. So you have like a big wide screen that's made up of 2 iPad minis.
It's like a book.
But you can also open it all the way and just use one screen and have the other screen facing the other way.
That's correct. So this is
that is cool.
This is Microsoft's dual screen device. This is the Neo, and it's 2 9-inch displays. It can basically be, like Gabe mentioned, a single screen tablet or a dual screen device. And what makes this device so compelling is it's using a glass display. And instead of having the display fold, it's just using a 360-degree hinge. So I think we're going to see greater durability. It's not going to have the same problems that the Samsung Galaxy Fold is having that we're seeing now with that plastic screen. People are easily breaking it. This is really going to be a more premium, more durable device. It's going to be running Windows 10 X, which is basically a proper version of Windows. It's going to run everything, all your traditional.
Well, I think it's designed more for 2-screen devices,
it's
right?
It's optimized for 2-screen devices, but it can run all your traditional apps and proper desktop apps. And then they have what they call the Wonder Bar. Gabe, what do you think of the Wonder Bar? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think, is the Wonder Bar the keyboard? Is that what it is?
It's like the thing above the keyboard.
Well, okay, so yeah, basically they have they designed this really thin keyboard, at least for this prototype device they have. That's magnets are a big thing with this with the Neo, and so they have with magnets it can usually be held on the back of one of the screens, okay? But then if you want to use a keyboard, you just flip it around on top of one of the screens, all right? So you have it in that kind of clamshell shape, and you have one screen facing you, one screen facing up, and now you have a keyboard on top of the bottom half towards you. But then you have a little bit of space at the top that is still touchscreen. And so you can be typing on the keyboard and then just like kind of like a bigger actual screen version of the touch bar on a MacBook Pro, you now have the ability to access quick functions up there at the top.
Yep, so that can be used for emojis, GIFs. You can pin content there. What I thought was kind of cool is you can also use it as a trackpad to kind of navigate around the interface. And
that's exciting.
Gabe, you mentioned the slim keyboard that's magnetically attached to the back. Neo also has a slim pen, which is similarly magnetically attached to the back where it can charge. I've mixed feelings about this. I'm an iPad Pro user, and I love how the pencil can magnetically attach to the side. I'm concerned with the Neo, if that pencil can really stay on there if you're slotting it into a backpack. But yeah, this was a really cool device from Microsoft. We still don't know specs, pricing, availability, but they were, to your point, I think announcing it early just to get this out for software developers and hardware developers to, I think, try and have a stronger launch for it basically in 2020 when it's finally available for purchase.
And also possibly, we know other companies are working on dual screen devices, possibly to get their name out and get their products out in people's minds. For the next year.
And get people to hold off. Like, I think some people are just waiting.
And there's another one too, right?
Yeah, so that was the Surface Neo, again, running Windows 10X. Then we have Surface Duo. This is where you take two...
What is the Duo?
Two iPhones, slap them together.
All right. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me order those two iPhones.
And we're back.
All right, we're back 5 days later. All right, here's the two iPhones. All right,
slap them together. It's basically a smaller version of the Neo. Okay. So just add a 360 hinge to that.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Are you describing a Windows phone?
Whoa.
Stetson, no. We're not going back to Windows Phone. We got rid of that OS a while ago.
Don't worry. I have good news for you.
Yeah. Okay.
This phone Microsoft is working with Google, and this phone will be running Android. So it's going to be an Android-powered dual-screen device.
So it's Microsoft's hardware, Android software, right?
That's correct.
That seems like a pretty good duo right there.
Oh, yeah. I got you. It is a duo.
Go. Thank you very much.
The crowd goes wild.
I'll take my
all right, you guys can stop
Emmy
applauding
award.
for Gabe.
They won't, but it's all right. We'll just continue on.
I mean, that's...
So, all right. So this is a dual screen device, not like the Samsung or Huawei devices where it's a foldable screen. It's a hinged device. Who thought in 2019 it would be Microsoft that would be saving the dual screen devices by bringing people back to hinges?
I don't know. I actually think this is the best implementation we're seeing of a folding device. But I'm genuinely curious. Like, I think with most products, companies see, all right, what are consumers' needs? What problems are they having? How can we solve them? How can we meet those needs? With this product and with the Surface Neo, I feel like Microsoft is how can we make a cool product, and then how can we just pitch it to consumers? Like, how are we going to get people to buy this? I don't know. Like, is this better than what they have? Is it going to be easier to use? Gabe, what are your thoughts about these devices? Like, is this the future of mobile
I think the Neo and the Duo are very cool. I think dual screen devices are definitely going to be the future. You know, we're trying to figure out more ways to put bigger screens in our pockets, right? And we've kind of reached the current state of phones are about. This is about all I can fit in my pocket, really. But if I can fold up a device like the Neo that's larger, I don't think the Neo could actually fit in your pocket.
Not at all, no. Definitely don't do that.
But it's like, well, actually, I fit an iPad mini in one of my cargo shorts pockets,
Gabe.
so possibly there's a chance. But yeah, anyways, the Neo is like, it's a slightly bigger than a phone. But then when you fold it out, it's actually a big screen that works as one screen. That's a lot more functional. And maybe eventually we'll get folding screens, but at least for now, I think hinges are the way that that companies should be working on this, because then at least you have a reliable product that's going to last a while that also has the the functionality of a dual screen device.
I think I like what the Neo is doing. I enjoy using my iPad Pro. I like having a desktop class browser and something that's portable and touchscreen. I love the touchscreen. I didn't think I'd love it as much. I've actually accidentally touched my MacBook Pro display just because I got used to using the iPad. So I think the Surface Neo, that kind of makes sense, where you have this keyboard attachment. Maybe it could be a good workstation on the go. But with the Surface Duo, I have a lot of questions about usability where, like, all right, I unfold the phone. How does typing on the keyboard work? Is it really faster? Is it going to provide a better experience? I think I just have a lot of usability questions, like, how is it going to be better as opposed to how is it going to be different? It's cool.
True.
I think I want to see a review.
Little skepticism there. Yeah. And that's probably right to have with a product that's not even really in existence and a year off.
I mean, we can see it can change for sure.
It's good to see Android and Microsoft working together, though. That's kind of exciting.
That is really exciting. Yeah, Windows Phone needed to just be swept under the rug,
forgotten, and die forever.
And that's going to be a really cool partnership.
Is that pretty much it for the Microsoft?
Yeah, that was it for Microsoft. I realized we may have another product from Amazon though.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think we can get back to that.
It's about dinner time right now, and ding! Oh, what was that? My Amazon smart oven!
Oh, no. They released a smart oven, too? Well, let's just move on, because we don't have time for this.
Okay, sounds good.
Last thing we have talking about is really even just a very quick thing that I just thought was cool. The Gnarbox 2, which, what?
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's GNAR Box 2. That just started shipping. It's basically a portable SSD that is geared very much for travelers, photographers, videographers on the go who are, just trying to quickly back up a camera. And yeah, it's very rugged. It's very fast SSD. It's also very expensive. What
are we talking here, Gabe?
We're talking about 256 gigabytes at $500. Ooh. 512 gigabytes at $599, and 1 terabyte ringing in at $900.
Oh my!
If you're buying just regular like a hard drive, you can get 4 terabytes for under $150. So
big
for
yikes.
$900. That's
a steep markup. That is a steep
that's
markup.
Like you can get like 16 to 20 terabytes for the same price. However, this isn't. Don't think of this really as a hard drive or an SSD. It has a SD slot, 2 USB ports, so USB-C ports, so you can either record directly to it from a camera possibly, or you can connect your SD card and it automatically backs it up, and it has a built-in battery, so then it has a Wi-Fi thing that you broadcast out, and that's how you can connect your phone to it, and you can access your content there as well. And the whole thing's like waterproof, like drop resistant. Yeah, it's a cool device and it looks awesome. However, I'm like, I cannot afford something this expensive. That just simply looks cool. Yeah, that's about it.
I think that is it. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Do share it with...
Wow, this is a quick out. We're just going to go like that?
That's correct. We're out.
Wow. Yeah, well, this is what do we expect coming forward in the next couple of weeks of Techtober?
Oh my God, Techtober is still going strong. The pumpkin patch everything is getting ripe all at once. We have Pixel 4 coming out October 15th.
Pixel 4 on the 15th. We got DJI, I think,
Gabe's
coming out with something.
predicting a DJI event.
We have an Apple event before the end of October, of course, with iPads.
Wait, do we actually? Has that been confirmed?
That's not confirmed, but we know there's going to be new Macs and iPads in October. They always do an event.
I mean, it could be early November, but yeah.
I don't think so. The past 3 years they've done one in October.
Oh man, big excitement.
That's my bet. Anything else? Yeah, I think we'll have to see. Which companies haven't released stuff? Basically, is how you go. Which companies haven't released anything in the past 2 months?
Is the Sony A7S III coming out? Oh yeah.
All right, now we're ending this.
That's right. It's not coming out
before it turns hostile.
Oh man.
So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you not for Stetson for bringing up that at the end. That was not a way I wanted to end this episode. Actually, I'm just done talking again on this episode, so why don't you finish it off?
Thank you so much for listening. Please share this episode with one person if you enjoyed it. You can follow us on social media at Pinch to Zoom Podcast and at Pinch to Zoom. If you want, you can shoot us an email at pinchtozoompodcast@gmail.com with your questions, where we can answer them on our We Answer Your Tech Questions episode. And that's going to be it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Stetson.
And I'm not Gabe, and I'm not talking to you.
And we will talk to you next time.
I was wondering, what about trying an unboxing with the desk vertical? Like film, instead of filming straight down, top down, film just forward and turn your desk like horizontally.
Oh, wait a minute. Why are all these papers falling?
Yeah, you open it up, drop the box. Oh crap, there goes, I just broke my screen of this new phone.